Good morning to everyone. I'm Madhu. Today we're going to discuss about the question paper pattern. After the coronavirus effect, the CBSE board changes the curriculum and they deleted some of the lesson. Here last year, whatever the grammar element present in the board examination as it is present in this year, but we have to focus some grammar element instead of those. Means they deleted some grammar element, means grammar items. Dear students, this year the CBSE board makes the different type of question paper. Already released the blueprint and then question paper layout also. Here including reading and writing and literature part. As usual, what we practice in 9th standard, English question paper have the three sections. One, reading part, writing and grammar. Section C, literature part. Here, the question number one, we are writing and discussing about the passages. This called as reading part. In this class, we're going to discuss what are the changes happened. Understand, my dears, here the deleted topics. We're going to discuss two books for 10th standard. One is First Flight, the textbook including poems and the lessons, prose, dramas. Here in this book, they deleted the one poem, How to Tell the Wild Animals, and then very important poem, Trees and Fog, and then Mitchell Otter for Anagogy. These are the topics deleted for the board examination 2020. And then we move on to that supplementary reading part, Footprints Without Feet. In this textbook, the first part, two lessons deleted, one Midnight Visitor, Question of Trust, and last lesson, Book That Saved the Earth. And then in grammar part, we observe that use of the passive voice, clauses, including noun clause, adverbial clauses of conditional time and relative clauses. Preposition means there has to delete it some prepositional idea, but that is very important in editing and omission exercises. Every year, CBSE board check the grammar ability through two exercises. One is omission and editing and sentence transformation. Here, what type of exercise CBSE asked this year is not clearly mentioned, but some of the grammar element given, some of the grammar element deleted. If they asked directly, that is should be in the multiple choice questions. Editing also the multiple choice question. Don't confuse, my dear. Here, these are the lesson deleted for board examination. Except these lessons, we have to focus other lesson for the board examination. After this information, we move on to that, the question paper pattern. The first one, the part A. Part A already means section A. We're discussing part A means the including two passages. One is discursive passages, one is unseen passages. What is an unseen passage? What is a discursive passage? Discursive passage means the passage thinking about the questions. It means they're given a passage, we have to think the answer. Seen passages means answer easily appeared in the passage. What are the keywords given in the question? Based on that, we search the answer in a passage. Here the reading part, the multiple choice question based on a discursive passage of 400 to 450 words to test inference, evaluation of vocabulary, 10 out of 12 question to be answered. The first question should be the passage number 1, seen passage. 12 question has to given. In that 12 question, you have to answer 10. And then question number 2, the multiple choice question based on case-based factual passage, visual input, statistical data, chart. Sometimes they're given visual inputs. Visual inputs means some of the pictures, some of the data given, charts given. You have to analyze that passage before writing the answer. And then test analysis and interpretation. Interpretation means you have to think, and then they test a vocabulary. Vocabulary means what are the synonym of this word, what is the antonym of this word, what is the nearest meaning of this word given in the paragraph 1. This type of question asked in discursive passage. But example number 1, the passage number 1 means they given, the passage is given about health issues, means what are the major diseases. This type of question asked, what are the major diseases in the passage. They given the major diseases or diarrhea, cholera, like that. Directly they given our information, easily we pick the answer. In a seen passage, seen passage means answer should be seen. And then the unseen passages means discursive passages means answer should be seen, but they use the good vocabulary, but you have to think and then write the answer and then move on to that. This time the question number 3, this is a slight changes happen in a 2020 question paper, 20 and 21 board examination. Here multiple choice question based on extract from drama, prose, text interpretation, evaluation and vocabulary, any one out of two extract. They given a two extract means this question is about the first flight. Understand my dear, first flight, it including dramas and poetry. They're asking the extract from the first flight and then move on to that. Question number 4, again they asked the extract. Last year they asked extract from drama and supplementary reading and poetry in only one mind, including two textbooks, including three parts, means the first flight, poetry section and lesson part and supplementary reading. But they are going to ask only two extract. This year first flight they're asking two questions, extract part I am talking, and then again they're asking another two questions. Understand my dears, slight changes happen in a board examination, writing part is more. And then move on to that. Question number 4, here the question number 4 means multiple choice question based on extract from poetry to text and interpretation of any one based on miss poetry. Understand my dears, poetry. Again they make the one main with extra question to answer in the question paper. Listen, reading part A is 20 marks. Again extract, one extract carries 5 marks, including two extracts mean 10 marks. And then move on to that. Grammar part, 10 multiple choice question out of 12 to be answered. They given a 10 multiple choice question, 12 out of 12, 10 multiple choice question has to be answered in the following. Now we're going to discuss what are the multiple choice questions. See, this year our CBSE board prescribed the tenses as usual: time of action, present tense, past tense, future tense. How many tenses present in English? 12 tenses present in English. And then more to that, modal auxiliary. And then modal auxiliary and more to that. Next concept, subject verb concord and subject verb agreement means SVO pattern, subject verb agreement, sentence pattern, and reported speech means direct and indirect. And then determiners, what are the determinants? Articles, these, those, these are the determiners. And then deleted topics, passive voice, clauses and preposition. Understand my dear, board is deleted the passive voice and clauses and preposition, but you have to study for a point of the examination. These concepts are deleted, but the scoring purpose these are important. If you know the passive voice, easily you frame the answers. Understand? And then the prepositions, knowledge is important. For the point of examination they deleted, but in English preposition concept is important, knowledge also essential. And more to that, section B, it including the letter writing means grammar and writing part. subjective questions, 40 marks. See, quite changes happen. Here the formal letters word limit based on the given situation, 1 out of 2 questions is to be answered. Understand, my dear? 1 out of 2, they're given 2 questions. 1 out of 2 has to answer. Means last year we asked the formal letter for 8 marks. Understand, this year same type of letter, same quality of letter. What are the steps we followed? We have to follow in this year also, but the marks is 5. Keep in your mind, my dears, you have practiced the letter writing 8th standard and 9th standard. Previous question paper pattern we asked for 8 marks. This year formal letter for 5 marks. Understand? And then situation given, but marks is reduced, question is same. And then move on to that, writing an analytical paragraph. Analytical paragraph means report writing, story writing, including given an outline. What are the outline clues given? Based on the clues or data chart, you have to make the report. Report means analysis the report. Analysis the report means you have to write the report using those clues. And then move on to that literature part, that is a 4 out of 6. Understand, as usual 2 marks questions, short answer type questions we asked in board examination this year also. The first flight, footprint without feet, these 2 textbook including, we're going to ask 2 marks questions, and then 2 marks 4 questions as a 8 marks. And then move on to that 4 out of 6 short answer type questions, again 40 to 50 words each. First flight, footprint without feet, 2 out of 3. Means 2 out of 3 from the first flight here, and 2 out of 3 from footprints, 2 out of 3 from two friends, 2 out of 3 from first flight, 2 out of 3 from footprint without feet. Understand, here questions number is 4, marks is 3. Last year we are not asked the question for 3 marks. Here in last year board examination, literature part 4 marks extract, 2 marks 5 questions. In first flight and poetry part we're going to ask 8 marks 1 question, 2 has to be given, has to write 1. And then next man also 8 marks question. This year they divided 8 marks question. Maximum marks question is not there. Maximum marks question is, instead of 8 marks question they're going to ask for 5 marks. Keep in your mind, my dears. Yeah, last year student wrote 1 question for 8 marks in the first flight. This year the new type of question they introduce means they introduce again short answer type questions for 3 marks. Last year this main is not present in the question paper. Keep in your mind, writing part is more again. And then again fifth main, and then 1 out of 2 long answer type question. This year we going to ask long answer type question for 5 marks. Last year 20 19 and 20 batch, we're going to ask long answer type questions for 8 marks. This year long answer type question for 5 marks. Understand? Last year we asked only 1 question for 5 marks. Here we divided 8 marks question into the 3 marks and again 5 marks. Keep in your mind, first flight long answer type question maximum marks is 5, and then including the passage based question. Keep in your mind, that is the passage means what are the explanation teacher given in the classroom, that is a first-hand experience. What you understand while reading the text and focusing on the situation, that is entirely different. And then here to assess creativity, imagination, extrapolation behind the text attract this test. Understand, my dear? Long answer type question they're asking for 5 marks means you have to write the answer. How you write for the 8 marks, you have to write same quality of answer for 5 marks. You are understanding? Writing the summary, you are not getting the full marks in this part. Means creativity, imagination, extrapolation behind the text, extrapolation of text across the text means you have to judge. For example, in first slide, there is a one lesson, letter to the God. Is it possible to write a letter to the God? Keep in your mind, my dears. And some of the people faces a problem and the time they remember the God. Especially those who are facing the board examination, they are anxious, they're going to the temple and keeping the admission ticket, they place the admission tickets in near to the God ideal. They're praying the God, please give good marks. And then replacing the admission ticket near the ideal and pray the God. They're doing the special puja. And then means when the people faces a problem at the time they remember the God. Here, understand if you lost a child, when you lost a pen, for example, when you lost the notes before writing the examination, you also pray the God, God, please give back my classwork. Listen, understanding. That concept is same. In that lesson, main character is Lencho. And backdrop also important. But understanding the concept, we blend the concept into your life. And then while writing the summary, we have to give some example nearest to the text. That is a technique we have to use to answer the 5 marks question, my dear students. And then move on to that question number 6, 1 out of 2 long answer type questions from footprints without feet. Understand? Last year we asked the long answer type question for 8 marks. This year we're going to ask for 5 marks. Keep in your mind. Understand? Here also interpretation, analysis, critical thinking, interpretation means in footprint without feet situation is present and then they based on the real situation all the stories present in foods. We are discussing the question number 6 in the text footprint without fate. In this part they're going to ask the question based on the theme and plot involving interpretation, extrapolation, and behind the text inference or the character sketched. Here in this textbook, including some of the dramas, some of the stories based on the characters. Characters are very important in our dramas. Based on the dramas, the characters, they're going to ask the questions. Characters play a very vital role in a drama. Here, once again, we discussed last year we asked a question, long answer type question for the 8 marks. This year we're going to ask a question for 5 marks. Uh, Here, and same quality answer, the board expected from the student, but maximum marks reduced. Here, the deleted topics, once again we discussed the deleted topics. Don't get the fear, my dears. What are the topic deleted? If you like to get the knowledge, read it, no problem. Exam point of view, these are the concept deleted. But beautiful lessons and beautiful poems. How to tell the wild animals poem, trees and fog. These were the 3 poems deleted. And again, one of the poem, Anna Gregor, beautiful, as a beautiful girl story deleted. And then Brisbane Auto, and then Footprint Without Feet, 3 lessons, 3 stories deleted. Midnight Visitor, beautiful lesson. Midnight Visitor deleted. Question of Trust deleted. Book That Saved the Earth deleted. Here, but what are the subject related activities we are doing? Same thing this year also continue at it including for internal marks. If the situation continued, corona situation is continued, they consider internal marks also. For that purpose, subject related activities are compulsory. CBSE board mentioned following speaking and listening activities given in the NCERT textbook. And then take up the questions for discussions to encourage the pupils to participate and marshal their ideas, expresses, defend their views. Then encourage the students to interact with among the peer groups and students and teachers through activities such as role play, discussions, group work, etc. These are the guidelines given by the CBSE board. And then student, The first question we have to discuss now. Today we're going to discuss the question number one in grammar and writing part. That is letter to the editor. Means what are the points to be remembered while writing the letter? Are usually written or expresses our opinion on some important public current and social issue through the letters. In previous examination, we have written the letter for 8 marks this year. What are the techniques we use? We have to write. Some of the people in ancient time they use the sufficients to send the information. Now everything anywhere, tip of the fingers. If you want to send information, you will go to the WhatsApp or going to app. I mean, the information we're going to app. But here, letter means there is some format. In WhatsApp, you have to send a letter. There is no format. There is no subject and verb agreement. There is no grammar ideas. But in examiner point of view, you have to follow everything. And then here, the important points to be remember are usually written to express your opinion. You have to express your opinion. For example, drainage problem in Koratagiri. Means the peoples are facing the drainage problem in Koratagiri. You have to write a letter to the Tahsildar in a Koratagiri. This is a question asked. Means drainage problem means you have to think. Drainage problem is in which area? What are the problem peoples are facing? Means what are the precautions Tahsildar has to take? How the peoples stayed in that area cooperate with the Tahsildar to taking the precautionary measures, how the Tahsildar improve, and everything you have to think. And then here the paragraph 1 and deals with the introduction of the problem in brief. First, every problem has some introduction. We have to drainage problem is what is a drainage problem, how it happens, why it happens, why the people are not working in a proper way, the Tahsildar or officials is not taking precautionary measure. What are the introduction? What is the drainage problem is? You have to write 4 to 5 lines introduction about drainage problem and then discuss the problem detail. You have to discuss the problem in detail, listing and reasons, factor responsible. What are the factors responsible for the situations? What's the reason it happened? Everything in a paragraph 2. Keep in your mind. And then paragraph 3 should have the feasible situation suggestions. We have to give the suggestion to the official, give suggestion. And then editor to be requested. And then last line I have to request the editor to publish your letter. Means there is a formal letter. And then points to be remember, editor is not a problem solver. Editor is not a problem solver. Keep in your mind, editor is not a problem solver. And then action solve the problem. Action solve the problem. See, these are the introduction, how to write the letter. Next class, we will discuss one letter and what are the steps we have to follow to write the letter. In our next class we have to discuss. Keep in your mind, next class our topic is letter writing and then it including address, salutation and subscription. And then just letter means what is a letter? Letter is one type of tool to expresses our information. Keep in your mind, my dears, letter means personal letters, official letters and business letters. Means we're going to write the letter, the name and address of writer along with the date of writing, and salutation or greetings we have to write, subscription and close of the letter, name of official position of address. Official position, for example, you're going to write a letter to the principal, means that is called as official position, is position. And then here's an editor means is the editor of the newspaper. What is you have to write? And there may be omitted personal letters. We never used official position in a personal letters because personal letters need not to mention official position. Understand? And then address, very important, salutation and subscription. Next class we discussed in detail. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.